Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, the 14th of January, and Miss Fisher and I are here to talk to you about the maths and the English and the maths work that we'd like for you to do this morning.
We are continuing with the day the crayons quit for English, and we know from your emails and your messages that you have been really enjoying this text. And we know that you have been working super hard at home. Remember, at school, English is about an hour long. So we wouldn't expect you to spend much more time than that on English at home either. We are going to read the story as well for you today. So there'll be a video of the story once we've read that for you later on.
I was just going to say, actually, Miss Fisher, I wonder how our children got on with the activity that we set for English yesterday, which was finding synonyms, different words that mean the same as some of the colours from the Crayons That Quit book, because we had a little go at that, didn't we? We had a little bit of fun with that, and it was actually quite hard, we thought. And we did ask Siri for a couple of ideas for some of the colours, but we got some super ideas. For green, we found olive, didn't we? That was a good synonym for green. And lime was another one. And there were lots of synonyms that we hadn't thought of. And all of a sudden we thought, oh yes. So we enjoyed that. It was good, but it was tricky. So we'd be interested to know how you got on with that. So today's English
links very nicely with the Year 2 spellings, doesn't it, Mrs. Gilby?
It does. So do you want to talk about Year 1 English, Miss Fisher, and then I'll talk about Year 2?
Now, so if we share, the Year 1 English looks a little bit like this, and it's all about two words that we can squeeze into one word to form what we call a contracted word. Now, a contracted word is when we squeeze the two words together. So do not becomes don't. And if you scroll down here or further at the bottom of your sheet, one of these says don't. And what you will notice about don't is that it has this little funny mark on the top here. Look, this little funny mark, and that's called an apostrophe. Have a go to see if you can say that now. An apostrophe.
Apostrophe.
Thank you, Mrs. Gilby. An apostrophe sits a little bit above the letters. So on your tall letters, it stands in line with your tall letters. And it means that a letter is missing. So see if you can have a look at the word don't just here and have a look. Can you work out which letter is missing from do not if we squish it together? Oh yes, it's this one, isn't it? Do not. So because the letters are missing, we put a little apostrophe there instead. So what we would like you to do is have a look at which letters are missing and see if you can fill the boxes underneath with the contracted words. Have a go at doing those apostrophes in the air as well. And see if you can put the right ones in the right place. Now you can either copy this into your handwriting, your home learning book. You can print it out and cut them out and stick them in the right place, or you can write them in the right place. That's up to you. So that, I don't think that should take you very long this morning for Year 1s. Oh, school bell.
And then for Year 2, if Miss Fisher could just scroll down because she's got control of the screen for us. Year 2, a similar activity, but a little bit more to do. Now you will know about the contracted word and the apostrophe because I explained that to you as part of your spellings that you are learning for this week. So again, down on the left-hand side, we have got the words I am, they are, cannot, do not, she will, I will not, would have, it has, let us, and could have. And what we would like you to do in the empty box on the right hand side is write the contracted version of those two words. So as I said in a video on an earlier day, if we're talking to our friends, we're more likely to say, I'm going to the toilet instead of I am going to the toilet. And it means the same thing, but I am will become I'm, and we lose the A. And instead of the A, the little apostrophe would be put in the air to show that that's the letter that we are replacing. And then we've just got I'm. So they are, if I was saying they are over there, I might say they're over there. So I've got to lose some letters from they and are and add my apostrophe to make the word there. So I'm actually losing some letters from they and are. See if you can figure out what that is. We talked about can and not, and do and not, and she and will as part of the little talk I did on your spellings. So have a look all the way down and see if you can figure out what they will all become and write those contracted versions in the empty box. And then when you have done that, there are some sentences down at the bottom there. Look, one numbered all the way up to 7. And at the moment they have been written using not the contracted version. It says she will not colour in any more dragons until you keep in the lines. So what we'd like you to do is pick out which 2 words there need changing into a contracted version with the apostrophe to become the new part of the sentence using the contracted word. So I'll give you a clue with number 1, just in case you didn't quite understand that. So she will not colour in any more dragons until you keep in the lines. We would change to she won't. So will not becomes won't. And in the box above, you'll see that you've got she will up at the top there to help you, or and I will not. So she won't colour in any more dragons. Now you can either underline the will not, or you can write the sentences again if you want to in your book and change she will not into she won't. And then have a look at number 2, I could have. So what might we say instead of I could have coloured in the sun using orange? We probably would say could have, and hopefully you will have written that in the box where the arrow is pointing just now. Number 3, it has been an extremely tiring task. So you're going to contract it and has. I do not understand why I am not used more. So you've got 2 to do there, look. I do not and why I am not. 5, beige will not come out of the crayon box. Will not. Let us begin by complaining about your use of us. So let us will become something else, and have a look at what you've put at the top there next to let us. And number 7, they are too angry to colour in anymore. So they are will become, as I said earlier, they're too angry to colour in anymore. Okay, so we'll see how you get on with that.
I think
Year 2, I'm sure
nice. Sorry. It'd be nice to see them in their handwriting books and their home learning books and those take care lines to see their handwriting, wouldn't it?
I think so. I think so. So that's English work for both year 1 and year 2. And now we're just going to talk really briefly and quickly about your daily phonics year 1. And actually year 2, I probably don't need to say too much about your spellings, because hopefully you're learning them this week each day and having a go at writing them out, or using some of the tips that we have on the sheet there to help you remember them. And don't forget, at some point when there is another person in your house who might be able to help you, maybe at the weekend, to just give you a quick spelling test, which is what we would normally be doing at school. So I'm sure that they would be happy to just test you on your words, and you can see how you've got on. So for phonics, Miss Fisher.
It's the year 1, your group, Mrs. Gilby and Mrs. Morell's group's videos. If you don't know your phonics groups, because I've had a couple of emails asking me, that's absolutely fine. Feel free to ask us which one you should be doing. But they are quite similar and they do a lot of recaps, so don't worry too much.
And I was just going to say, Miss Fisher, sorry to interrupt you, but my suggestion would be actually, if you have got time, watch both, because it would be good for you to watch both, because both are similar and it keeps repeating what you've already learned. So it's not going to do any of you any harm to watch both of those videos, but certainly watch the one of the group that you were in before Christmas. Okay.
So,
And then moving on to maths.
so maths for year ones is to find and make number bonds. So having a look at your number bond knowledge here, it's using your knowledge of your number bonds to 10 to work out your number bonds then to 20. So you know that 2 add 8 using the 10 frame totals 10. So then you also know that 2 add the 8 that you've already got and another 10 makes 20. So it's using your knowledge already that you've got and the pictures to help you because they're very similar. So it builds on your learning already. Again, you've got your 3 yellow dots here, 3 to work it out. So 3 add how many red dots totals in your 10 frame. It moves on to be a little bit more challenging where you've got them here, which is very similar without the 10 frames. But if you find it a bit tricky without the 10 frames, feel free to have a go at drawing them. Or you can get some little toys, little coloured toys or pasta bits to help you to count at them together. And that's the same at the bottom with your bar models. We've got the little video then to help you as well. Year 2 is, I think it's our second to last one on money, isn't it, Mrs. Gilby?
It certainly is. Yes, we spoke about this yesterday, didn't we? And we talked about maybe if it was possible to get hold of some spare coins that a grown-up might have at home to help you with this. So it's, yes, we're getting very close to the end now of our money work for now, before we revisit that back in the summer term. And the questions, as always, they start fairly straightforwardly for you, so you should be able to work those out, and then they do get a little bit trickier. Question 1, Dora has, so she's got some money. Look, she's got a selection of coins, so I can see some 10 pences. Remember, we talked about looking at the value, the number on the coin, so we know how much that is. There's a 20 in there, a couple of 5p coins, some pennies, and some 2p coins. So the question is, Dora spends 45p. So how much change would Dora get if she spent 45p? So you'd use those coins, and remember, it's okay, so you can write on a piece of paper. You don't have to print the sheet out. You can write the answers on a piece of paper or in your home learning book, or whatever works best for you. So you need to use those coins to help you work out how much change she would get. So that would be all the money that was left after you have used 45p out of those coins. Okay. So
if you have printed the sheet, you could cross them out, couldn't you, to work out how much is 45 and then how much is left?
Yes, or if you've actually got the coins in front of you, if you're able to do that, then you can move them out of the way. And then the second question is a similar one along with the third one. So Tommy's got that much money, so look carefully at the values of the coins that the boys have got there. And then you've got this little bit of figuring out to do there to find out how much change they would get back. So it's the money that they haven't used. And then on the other side, it says Nidra buys a lollipop for 15p. She pays with a 50p coin. How can we work out the change? Okay, so you've got to look at the calculations down there and decide which one would be the right one. Okay, so
I think what we start with
she buys a lollipop for 15p. She's starting with 50p. So think about which calculation there is going to be the most useful to help you work that out. And then the last couple of questions, some problem solving for you. So Annie is buying a book with a £10 note, and I can't quite see that on the sheet, Miss Fisher, because our screens are in the way. Is that a book for £6? She buys this book for £6, and she pays with a £10 note. So how much change would she need back? So she gives over £10, but she only needs to spend 6 of those £10. How many pounds does she need to be given back as her change, because she doesn't need to spend the whole £10 note? And question 6 is very similar with Dexter. He's buying some sweets and he gives the shopkeeper £1 and 83p. How much change does he get? So the sweets are only 70 pence. Okay, so you have to think about that one. If he's spending £1, if he's got £1 and 83 pence, and he only needs 70 pence, in the boxes underneath, you need to write down how much money he doesn't use, which would be his change. Okay, so have a look at those and see how you get on with them. And I think, Miss Fisher, have you got an itchy nose?
No, my nose is fine, thank you very much. No, how's yours?
Fine, I was just wondering, that was all. Just thought you might have an itchy nose. Okay, right, so we'll see you after lunch when you will be told the afternoon's activities for today. I think we have got some more geography for you to do, and we have some science to do this afternoon. So look out for our afternoon topic video where we will talk you through the activities that we would like you to complete for those two things. So until then, work hard, be good, and we will see you in a little while. All right, cheerio, bye-bye.